Your mama was looking this good. Come on, let's go, honey. Let us go. Let us have a good day. Let us go. It was fly as soon as you open the door. Monitoring spirits on a Monday. On a Monday. A Monday, Monday, Monday. On a Monday. Monitoring spirits as soon as I walk outside. And I know how flies, bees, look, don't know where to go. No, we just want you to know we see you, bitch. Look, as soon as I come outside, niggas just in the middle of the street, waiting, anticipating for your girl. But I got a good one this morning. Happy Monday! Happy Monday, y'all! Look, bitch was sitting in the middle of the street just looking like a crackhead, glasses on. Like, that's what I'm saying. They waited for me to come out. They was thirsty. Thirsty. Oh my G.
Primary election is coming up next month, right? And there's already some mess going on. And I'll tell you exactly what and everything you need to know coming up at 7:50.
Girl, we don't want to hear that. We want to talk about some real shit. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. From Calabasas to Sunday. You know what? I'm not even going to get these crackers. This is what y'all do. Look, here go DJ Cracky Crack behind me, looking like he can't wait to snort it with his glass. They all got these glasses on. Look, DJ Cracky Crack. Happy Monday. Look, so today is a great day. I could not wait to the day so that we could talk about this nature boy cult. Y'all, I spent all motherfucking weekend watching 46 episodes, and I don't mind. Those episodes was really, really good. 46 episodes of this cult that took over not only Carbonation, but right now, I mean, this thing is going to be an aftermath, a story to tell that goes down a century, and is going to keep on giving. The people that were involved. Now, one thing that I want to start off by saying is that in these group cults, right? You have to address that sociology and the things that I was telling you guys about in the beginning. Sociology, groupthink, mob mentality, all of those types of mindsets, they contribute. Sociology is a big part of why these groups band together, what kind of mindsets they adopt, and why they adopt them. So I want everybody to understand that part. You know what I'm saying? Understand that part. I just want to have a perfect, okay, so yes, sociology is definitely a big part of this. It contributes. Sociology is definitely a big part of the reasons people band together in the way they think. And what I did was, because this is a traveling show, I left some definitions down in the description that will give you about 5 or 6 different groupthink or sociological mindsets of how people think in groups. Now, looking at Nature Boy and the power that he had over those people, you have to understand, like, this is not just a magic thing. You have to understand that sociology plays a big part. And that was one of the classes that I went to in when I was in college. I had a sociology class. So it helps me to understand where people are mentally. And mind you, did you see how many times, even in this game, this cult game, that he used different different strategies to wear and tear on their mental health. And a lot of those different tactics that he used, I can see that I seen that car backing up. And a lot of different tactics that he used, I can see how this online cult, and I'm going to call it a cult, because what is a cult? A cult is a group of people that band together under one ideology. So and it has a leader. So the leader comes up with a theme, with an agenda, a goal, a moral, a motto, the reason why they exist. And other people think like that. So they allow a leader to control them and control their mindset. It's a beehive mindset, which becomes like a mob mindset. But we can see that in the story of, I'm about to say Soldier Boy, in the story of why do y'all, it's like y'all, we're people from another country, y'all like to, while white people rage bait black people, right? Or that mindset of white supremacy rage baits the black mind, right? You have, look at this shit, little junkies on the corner and white pimp looking men. Like, what? This is the craziest shit. Wow. But white people rage bait you. All these other races, it's like they are sacrificial as fuck. Like, how do you just feel like you're supposed to oh shit. Like, they act like you can't come out and shit. Like, all right, so these other they like fucking rage bait. It's rage bait and what you call it? Rage bait and sacrifice. Like, that's the type of energy that's out here. And that also is a groupthink mindset that's spread. That's why they feel like it's effective, and they relinquishing it on people that they feel like they can isolate. They try, I'm literally seeing this. So in this Nature Boy cult, and I'm sorry it took me a while to get started, but I had to go and look at this and just see the inside of it. I'm going to say that, initially this cult was, he had the ability and capability to pull people from all across the United States, all across the globe, actually, because he had people coming from other countries for his idea of living in nature and all of these things. But, just Pharaoh was definitely hitting it on the money. Like, this person is not a healed person. He's a person that was affected by whatever he was affected by growing up. And like he said, he had mommy issues. He had abusive issues. There was so many different issues that he had. And he took them out on his group, and he built the same mindset around them. It was almost like he put on his problems on them and made them feel like they had the same problems. He lowered their vibration. So instead of him, contributing to something that could have been very, very great, which is why I feel like a whole bunch of people joined, he literally, was like taking full advantage of people. And I think once he saw the power that he had, because he kept changing up. And I'm going to tell you, at first, I was like, well, it's not that bad. Now, it's a couple of things that I've noticed about, my community, the black community. And when I say the black community, I'm going to say this wholeheartedly, specifically for African Americans. I don't know what the rest of y'all doing. That's like, I'm going to be specific, because y'all like to plug yourselves in to conversations that has nothing to absolutely do with you. So I'm talking about indigenous black people. The thing about y'all, right? And I'm going to just make this statement off top, is that you guys are so against each other. You guys are so jealous and evil spirited that you will watch a group of the same type of people or worse people come through and demonize someone, right? Or if someone is exposing something that is important, y'all do not grab hold of it until it registers, until like the Matrix plugs it in, the news, what he would call Babylon. But until it's on the news, or you see one of your favorite idols talking about it, then it becomes a matter that everybody gives a fuck about. Like the little boy that his mom had went to school and put the camera in his dreadlocks, and the mom made that happen. And if it didn't reach news, depending on the type of mom she was, the type of energy she carried, how she looked, y'all may or may not have given a fuck. But she took matters into her own hands, which I told you guys when my son was killed on federal campus. This is a school setting. I said it don't matter if it's on Job Corps setting or not. This stuff is about to spread to regular schools because they understand what y'all allow. Y'all allow this shit. And the thing is, y'all don't stick together for shit unless it has something to do with your ego, unless it has something to contribute to your downfall. Then that's when let me help now let me contribute because, now it affects you. And see, what happens is the powers that be understand that there's a hierarchy, that there's a sociology mindset upon the people, especially of black people, because we don't stick together for shit, knowing that we at the collective bottom totem pole. So in my situation, you will watch people tear me down, knowing my situation, you had the discernment that God gave you that said, man, she telling the truth. But because you enjoy the fact that this is happening to me, right? You'll watch white supremacy ideologies tear me down. And I'm doing everything behind the book to fight tooth and nail to know what to do when these types of things happen, because I've been doing it since February 25th, 2026, when my son passed away. I've been doing this the whole damn time. I've been appealing the letters. You don't know what to appeal. You don't know what to do when you've gotten so many no's. A lot of people would have given up. And see, what the black community would do is watch somebody, come to me, harass me, silence me, because my story isn't out there. But then, let's say justice is served. It's on the news now. Now people starting to talk about it because it got past this little web of bubble that everybody trying to keep up, that everybody trying to avoid from happening. So they building this little synthetic bubble around me to make it seem like, no one gives a fuck. But really, it's the criminals. It's the cult. It's the cult that's doing that, right? This shit in the morning is cult shit. Like, it would only take a group mindset to think about slowing down traffic, right? Because, and it would have to contribute to a higher good of something. While I'm doing this, let me just show y'all. I'm early this morning, and they still trying to slow us down. Look, no reason to get over here, but he just want to slow us down. So with this cult, the same way we have outside cults. We have outside cults, man. This shit is cult-like. So you have an agenda. One person feels like, this is basically the life. We want to slow down the city. We want to create these 15-minute cities. So they get all these hybrid beings that come out here and they slow the city down. Who is benefiting? The city. Every time somebody, try to avoid this and go around a camera, and it's a speed camera there, you're basically contributing to the city's pockets. The city get to line their pockets every time. And I'm seeing motherfucking hard collisions. People are dying now. I've seen a accident in Phoenix. Motherfuckers flipped over, crunched up, flipped the fuck over. Like, I've seen them all up here in Maryland, all over TikTok, everything, right? Hey Tahunga, how are you? Well, I am. I'm still going. The shit is still going. You already know what's going on. It ain't like, You wasn't here to see the how it was in the beginning. These motherfuckers is still going. That's why I'm like, yo, what the fuck is it's still happening. It's still, they still monitor me. They still on TikTok, 65 views in a minute. Like, it's terrible. So whatever the fuck, that's why I'm like, the whole time I watched the 46th episode of Nature Boy and the Cult to see how cults move, because this is a cult. And just in case you don't think that organized criminals, regardless if it's cyber stalking, if it's a group harassing you, if this group is all together organized crime, trust and believe that shit is a cult. They may not think it is, but the behavior is definitely just go, go, go! Go, bitches! Like, y'all want to fucking play. Go to work. Now everybody going. Y'all fucking idiots. Sitting up here playing when all you gotta go is straight. This shit, this is rage, yo. You can tell. The whole reason behind this is rage bait. Like, you can literally get up feeling good. You got all these psychopaths that's out here on the road, like all these motherfucking trucks. Everybody that's out here is a fucking narcissistic psychopath. You is contributing. They contributing to a lot of shit that's going on just to line the city pockets, because the city need money to change the motherfucking city. Like, they need to do a whole lot of reconstruction. They need to put these 15-minute cities down. So this is contributing to that. But anyway, and it's also like the reason why this is happening too. Like I said, we all know by now, shit been going on since last year. I've been recording this since the beginning of this year or last year. We all know that this shit is connected, okay? I've shown y'all. So if the whole thing is contributing to one person's demise because you have people that's not trying to get in trouble. Do you see how hard people was going to save Nature Boy at the end? Regardless of, and I'm going to say this automatically, all of the women that was there were victims. These were real victims that Nature Boy had. And the reason why I said that is because a lot of the women, a lot of the women at the end, when they could get free, their minds was back to them. They basically had their minds back, the men and the women, and they were able to break free. And what they wanted for Nature Boy was for their abuser to be captured. That's what they wanted. Only victims are gonna want that. They're gonna want for their abuser to be. Now, on the other hand, you have Velvet, that girl, and I said about the 4th-5th time. Now, she's another type of case because it wasn't like she didn't have her parents in her life. We can all make excuses about what happens at home, but the way that her dad was coming, he came to Mexico for her. He showed he was concerned. He showed more than willing that he was concerned. He contributed to this that was going on online earlier when young Pharaoh and the other girl was talking about the cult before all the black people, before it got popular in black society to talk about. Young Pharaoh was trying to expose this to people, right? He was trying to expose this to people, but no one gave a fuck because no one was really talking about it. And the same people that was probably talking about, yeah, we helped get him locked up, this, that, or the other, right? Was probably the same people supporting Nature Boy earlier on. They saw everything. And this is the thing. This is about the black community. Y'all sit there and watch shit for y'all entertainment. So the whole time young Pharaoh was telling y'all what was going on, this man was making videos talking about, yeah, I let my son grab my you know what. No one was really outraged. It's the same shit that's happening with me for over a year now. February, March, April, May. For a year and 3 months, I've been harping and bringing up evidence and talking about my son. Now this weird cult group that's online get to make up stories about me No one fact checks. No one fact checks it. Everyone watches for their entertainment, right? Now let's say again, justice is served, and this shit is on the news. Now because you watched it for a year, you was happy that this shit was happening to me. Now you want to be concerned. Oh my gosh, I did not know. I didn't know it was that serious. Like, bitch, you know. Y'all little pinhead asses know. It's just the fact that you can't get clout off of it. Or the black community, they decide whether your story is going to make them feel inferior, regardless if you had a loss or not. Oh, this story is going to give her exposure. Too many people going to see her. Her son died. Now she need help. And now she going... Like, the way y'all think is just so fucked up that other people can take advantage of us any fucking time, yo. The way y'all act, the way it's like the spawn of Satan shit. Y'all sit up there and watch people tear somebody down that's trying to give you a real fucking message or bring awareness to you. But then the moment that it hits the breaking news and you know, people talking about it and this, that, and the other, now y'all want to help. So, and the reason why I said that, let me make a direct correlation. The fact that Nature Boy was going live every day and showing you guys, he did not give a fuck about showing you some of the things that was going on inside, because at a certain moment he felt like he was so powerful that the trouble did not exist for him. And this is the same personality that I see amongst the people that's in the cult group that's stalking me. They already know that certain laws or certain things is going to happen, especially the magic that they're using, you know. And it's funny that Nature Boy brought that up during they using magic and shit in the court, because I feel like a lot of the things that he did psychologically to these women, the reasons why they kept leaving and coming back like that, was magic. Not to mention all of the unprotected sex, the diseases spreading. You know, some of those choices was because, okay, I got diseases, I'm having sex, I got kids, like I know that I can, this cult, everybody else got it here. Like everything that I done said about this online cult, right, is the same thing that I'm seeing in this Nature Boy cult towards the end, when that shit started getting bad, when he started feeling like he was too powerful, he started calling himself God. Yo, the same fucking shit that I said about these people in this online cult, about them being demonically possessed, I was able to look at Nature Boy go through each of his identities, because he kept making them. And each one, he was gaining a new, like when he was 3 guy, oh yeah, that man was possessed as fuck. You can hear it in his voice tone, everything. His voice had a powerful ring to it. He had an accent to it. Now, mind you, like, why y'all, like, white people, rage baiters. Somebody take a motherfucking watermelon and send it through the back of that Tesla, you dumb bitch. Then your honky ass will be out there crying about, like, shut the fuck up. Y'all motherfuckers, look, y'all, to a man, that's a, yo, instead of me giving you the energy, I just wish the same energy that you project back on you. I cancel any rage baiting energy that you give to me. I send the same energy back on you. Y'all want to be doing that? Back to you. Back to you. The same energy is back on you, okay? May you meet a stronger man that's more reckless in a Tesla than you today. May you meet a stronger man that likes to cut people off in traffic, that don't give a fuck, that's more reckless than you today. I cancel that energy around me. I cancel that energy for me immediately. Okay, I build a hedge of protection around me, my daughter, my property, and everything that involves me and my path. Okay? So I'm instantly canceling out your plans. I'm instantly letting you meet your match, bitch. All this shit y'all doing to me every day, yo, it's another one out there for you, trust me. So you want to project that energy, you going to get that shit back. Simple. I'm canceling that shit. I'm not about to sit up there, keep going up and down roller coasters, because I can't even get my point out. And I think that's the point. Demons transfer. They love to make sure that they can manipulate or delay any plan. It causes confusion. That's the way they are. And right now, these demons need a body. These demons are running rampant because they don't have no place on this earth, so they using everybody to bring them to hell. Y'all notice how in the end, Nature Boy had no fucking remorse. He was just like an empty vessel sitting there that had been used. Half the time he was looking confused during his own trial at some of the things, especially when the girl was talking about how he raped her. I remember, like, it was coming back in my memories, like it was there, because as the scenes was happening, I remember her like going out asking the other girl how her butt looked, and it was ripped. She was like, it's ripped, but I'm not a medical professional. Let me give you some antibiotic cream. Then for him to sit up there when she was telling her confessional, or her testimony, he was confused. And this is why I said, yo, these demons will use you, and when they done, they will fucking spit you out, because that is in a possession. And people that don't understand the possession, they are being used. They don't even feel it. They don't see their actions. Other people do. Okay? Now, do I think that Nature Boy started off with this intention? I don't feel like he knew how powerful he could become just by doing the right things. I do believe that his purpose was to bring people out into nature. But much like a lot of these spiritual men and women, they not grounded enough to lead anybody on a spiritual journey. When you on a spiritual journey, my friend, you just can't be leading. It's like the blind leading the blind. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people go through a psychosis in spirituality because they tap into things. Spirituality is supposed to be enlightenment. But when you tapping into forbidden knowledge that isn't relinquished to you through downloads or whatever like that, like, go. They're about to run into each other when you blow the horn. This is how fucking nervous they get when you blow the horn. These crackers get nervous about the topsy-turvy and shit, like crashing out because y'all bitches are, you doing shit wrong. And your Subaru. Get the fuck out the way. Fuck out the way. I'm gonna be sitting up there holding people up. Like, it's the weirdest shit ever. That's how you know it's cult shit. Now, cult shit, right? They know that shit ain't normal. They know they on a sour agenda. That's why they try to make it look like it's something that is not. That's why they use the tools of deception to make it something that is not. All the shit that's going around in the United States is cult behavior. A cult is a group of people that's being operated by one person that's the Dio of them. They have a fucking leader that share one mindset. So if it's, oh, I want to integrate myself and be one with technology and the world, instead of understanding divine, because that's what's happening, a transhumanism wave. People want to be one with in consciousness and shit because they don't have the same conscious level as the children of the Most High. And you can tell the real children. You can see on just with the Nature Boy cult who the children of the Most High is. This is why his ass went down like that. He punishing people and shit like he got jurisdiction to do that. And who could, like, everybody was a child of the Most High, about how some people turned their story that was given their purpose into, it wasn't a testimony, but they actually fell into the trap, and they gave up, and they became a manifestation of what their life root was, right? So for instance, as a teenager, I got pregnant early. I was kicked out on the street, right? I went through all of the things, like all of the things that comes with. That did not, I'm not doing crack today. I don't have, my teeth, all that. Like, it's things, and even though, it's like they gonna make you late. They gonna try to make you late all the way down to the last minute. You see how fluid and fast I'm going? Because none of this stop and go that these crackers be doing out here and their white supremacist buddies. It doesn't require none of the stop and go that they doing. It don't. Like, these motherfuckers is the most waste your time as rage baiting motherfuckers. That's why they get punched in the face at the same rate a motherfucker leave off this planet. I'm pretty fucking sure them countries that other people took over that was European, them motherfuckers probably getting beat the fuck up over there. Cause y'all rage bait. Like, it's not enough that people mind their business. Y'all motherfuckers get into people's business, and then it's almost like I'm gonna give you the best, because the same feelings that I feel towards y'all, I'm pretty sure every motherfucking lion, deer, fucking sea creature, everything. This is why y'all stay getting fucked up. And what y'all did was contribute to the downfall and the confinement of the organic specimen to this earth. So dogs, cats, birds, everything of nature, you want to stop, chip, and fucking, let's get the cats off the street, send them to the shelter. Let's put the dogs on the leash. They can't run around anymore. You want to take the freedoms away. And for a person that's used to moving in their own grace and their own freedom and their own energy, and you right there in the way, that feels very, like, every fucking where you go, because I'm feeling that shit. I feel everywhere I go, I feel constricted. Y'all done let a billion fucking people over here because your white ass is about, your time is up. So you done let all these motherfuckers over here. This shit is like a fucking ant farm. You can't even think, have a form of full thought. And that's another thing. They don't want us manifesting shit. They want up here to be chaotic and at war. Black people, chosen people, take as much time as you can to unplug from this shit. They understand. They know what time it is. And they know what we think about and what we put our energy to in this time. That shit is gonna come through like that. So what do they want? They want your mind to be at war. They don't want you focused on the shit that you can bring about, especially in these times. This is what this is. And it's the same thing with what's happening with me. Suppression. That's why you don't see these motherfucking officials moving, because a lot of their white pasty asses is involved in this type of shit. They involved in this type of corruption. And they got a whole bunch of their little friends. I really truly believe a whole bunch of these motherfuckers is white South Africans too. The way that the energy is just a little different and it's wild. Like, these motherfuckers, the way they dress, all of that. That's why they needed these white South African men to come up here to help orchestrate this bullshit. But anyway, let me get back to the point. Now, with the Nature Boy cult, he literally, has something good. I see this in a lot of males that have an influence on them, but they use it for the wrong thing. Now, this is also another thing that I know. He had the original attachment of having a huge phallus. Males that have huge phalluses, that's bigger than normal, wind up going through sexual abuse young, because it's like, they wind up going through it at home with their parents' friends, homosexual stuff, and you see that was how his upbringing was. A lot of house hopping. He stuck with his people, but they was always getting into arguments, leaving, fighting. He had a history of violence, a lot of things that was showing in his earlier years that he could have used his journey to heal from, but he became toxic and poisonous, because as you healing, you still gonna have those inner demons. Have a good day, Lunchbox. Here, throw this in the trash for me. No, I ate the one you left in here. No, it's not.
I'm not walking in there with a black banana.
No one can see it. Come on. Tell your friend.
That's not, I don't know these. Stop.
Oh, here.
Who is that?
That boy.
You talk about Manny?
Yeah. Tell her to take my black banana in school and throw it away. She's being an a-hole.
Can you take her black banana?
Have a good day. Why are you Oh my gosh, like, it's no reason why we gotta get here 11 minutes. Be on the time. It's because of this delay. That shit pissed you off. If I didn't say these words today, Like, I would be so fucking irritated. I would be out my mind having to keep dealing with this shit every day. This is, and you know, for you see how long this cult lasted. It didn't matter where they went at. They stuck together. Their leader got locked up. They stuck together. The relentlessness that held them together is the same way that these people that's online harassing me, same fucking behaviors, and then the fact that, you know, he think that he could talk to them nice, he would take them through a love bombing. You know, these people, they do the same thing, but they think it's effective to me when I'm looking at them strange, like, why the fuck I don't even like you, bitch. You know, and apparently, you know, I'm never going to be your friend. After this, you know you fucked up. It's never going to be back to that. So why you keep talking to me when y'all came here and started, you know, cast the first stone first? And then you think that we supposed to teeter-totter between insults and friendship dialect. Like, for you to even think that shit is fucked up. For you to even think that a portion of me is talking to you when I'm making content for other people. Like, you inserted yourself in my life. I never looked for you to come and watch my shit. But for you to take your own ideology and think that it's working on me, bitch, nah, son. That lets you know, like, our minds are different. Cult mindsets and normal people mindsets are different. Normal people will watch somebody in the cult crash the fuck out, apparently. They'll watch them fall and drop to their deathbeds, and they will watch them get abused and banged up because it's entertaining. But once you in trouble, no one wants a part of that shit. Everyone's gonna turn on you and tell everything they seen in motherfucking detail because now they can play both sides. But for a person like me that was never looking for a clout or something, like, I don't want those type. Even if I don't give a fuck what you saw. Tell it to the other people. I don't care. I know what the fuck happened. You feel me? Now, for the one girl, Velvet, I feel like she was a victim, but she literally adopted some of the same narcissistic traits that she was like, that literally held her in the cult. Her crashing out, her, you know, wanting to leave was typical jealous girl behavior. It wasn't the fact that she wanted to leave. Sister, as you can see, she was about that cult life. That was her life. You know, some people you just got to look at as rebels. And she chose to do the wrong thing. She wanted the wrong things out of life, which is why she kept having baby daddy after baby daddy after baby daddy, kids calling every fucking man daddy. Like, she didn't see shit with what she was doing. Nothing wrong. She had the principles of being consistent, of staying with somebody for a long time, but she didn't use that for her strength because anytime she got mad, she was ready to go. And so apparently Nature Boy wasn't teaching her any of the ground principles that it take to have lasting relationships. He was teaching them how to be good slaves. And she learned how to be a good slave and use it to her advantage. She started to pick up that pattern recognition. And she liked the perks of being, a empress or whatever. She liked the perks. She just didn't like feeling played in the situation with the polygamy and all of those things. It was basically control for her as well. So as you can see, some people will run consistently back to their abusers. They will, and that's because they are benefiting and becoming just like that. But people who truly want to get away, as you can see, there was multiple people that all they had to see was something go down one damn time, and it didn't align with what they saw online. They was out of there. They was out of there. They didn't have a story to tell. They didn't get caught up in the web of that, and they didn't have that much. I mean, they might have been going through whatever their life experiences was that made them, come together with Nature Boy, but they automatically seen the high risks in it. They saw that shit was strange. So again, it takes a certain mindset to even join something like that and agree with the ideologies of what the group is, whether it's right or wrong. Like, you're conforming at this point when you know shit is a wrong and you continue to do it. You're conforming. And a lot of people did. A lot of the men, if you look at how the men were, they were definitely conforming, because it only took for Nature Boy to get locked up for them to spring right out of it. And another thing was, they did not really highlight the homosexuality that went on within the group. But it was mentioned a few times. Like, Nature Boy definitely had them in the house, you know, doing each other. I mean, the way they was swapping around, like, that shit was so disgusting. It was so disgusting. And the fact that Nature Boy did not have no remorse even on children, because all right, this is a prime example of somebody that basically got a lot of problems. He had childhood issues, mommy issues, he had rejection issues, and he had attention issues, to the point where I think the little boy was named True. He started telling the parents of the children, whoever had children in that cult, that their children was an adult, was them. He didn't like the fact that some of the children was getting attention that he would get, but he didn't even think to recognize that attention that a woman gives a man or another man gives another man is different from what they would give a child. He couldn't even separate that. He just thought attention was attention. So now I want y'all to treat this little 2-year-old just like y'all would treat a grown man. If he walk in the room and y'all naked, cover yourself up. Make him feel a certain type of way. Right? Like, it's crazy. And it was definitely taking a toll on that little 2-year-old. So he was giving people psychological damages according to how he felt. He had those women abandon their children to come live with them, despite of the marriages that he literally just took the time to set up. And what I think that he was doing with that was a couple of things. Psychologically, I feel like, again, like some of the people that are cult members in my abusive situation online, they are so abused and tormented within their own mind and got so many childhood problems that they don't stop at child abuse. A child to them, they can be jealous of children. To see someone else living with their children, happy in a group, you know, doing the things, living life, minding their business, it infuriates them, and they don't even have to be around. It infuriates them to the point where they would literally do something to bring damage towards my son. And to further that, not even allow the mom, like, they've created something in my life, like they don't give a fuck, just because of how insecure, how incomplete and rejected they feel. And this started from a child. This has nothing to do with me. But because people got together, you know, one of them grew up with me, and then she got with somebody that was like that. Their demons connected, and from far away they plot on people and get jealous of people, and they can share those feelings. You see how Nature Boy was able to allow, he broke his girls open so much, like everybody in the group, that if they got jealous of people, like, he sensed it. He would make them talk about it. Even when he was insecure, but it came off different then. He wanted to make a threat or, you know, feel insecure and zap out. He didn't understand it. It was the same energy. He wasn't no better than Velvet, except for he didn't go and scream or whatever. He would talk about it. So the same way, they open to talk about, yeah, I'm jealous of that. Yeah, I don't have, like, they can talk about that type of thing to each other to identify the agenda, right? So now they can go in and do exactly what they need to do, even harder to a person, because they understand how this person make them feel even more inferior by them spending time with something that they created that has absolutely nothing to do with you. You will go as far as getting somebody took off the planet so you don't have to see it, which is the fucking choice. You can go better your life. A lot of these people, do you see how after they got out of the cult because they saw when they have a comparison of what cult life is and what a life of like struggle and now making other decisions is. So some of them joined the army, went in the military. Some of them got jobs in the Babylon world because it wasn't as bad as being controlled by an abusive, narcissistic, demonic legion of a man that got a legion of demons and diseases attached to him. With people that will sit up there and jump you if you want to leave. Like, yo, it was so crazy just how these people operate. It's so crazy. Like, it's so very crazy how these people operate, I swear. But some of these people was like, no, I'm going better my life. I don't care. They was even laughing at the ideology of Babylon. Ha 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 ha. Now they probably still have their certain perspectives towards certain things, but it's not radical and it's not to bring other people's lives down. That's why I said before in the prior video of mine, I don't care about people enough for them to be like, oh, I just want to see them do bad. I'll just not deal with them. Like, I don't, it's more things to focus on, right? To center my world around trying to bring somebody down. That's weird to me. Like, that's too much energy. And honestly, when I saw people that was so attached to this man's lifestyle, right? That once he was streaming every day. And if they didn't stream for a couple of days, they was calling the police, not because they was worried about what was going on there. Of course, that would be their excuse. But I feel it was more because they couldn't see what was going on. They couldn't be nosy. People love to fucking be nosy and have something to talk about. Like, it's so crazy. Like, how people will literally make something out of your life. That's why a lot of these reality shows, they are, they become very popular and they become successful because the things that people like to see, fights, they don't want to break it up. They want to contribute to a fight. They want to they want to encourage fights. They don't want to see peace and harmony. So anytime people go towards that, the only reason why people were so engaged in, even more so now, I've seen people on TikTok talk about it, the nature boy, this and that, and how, yeah, the shit is interesting. But, my thing of watching it is not to have something to talk about. I'm watching this because I'm really trying to understand what will make grown-ass men and women band together under certain ideologies. Now, I can see that being spiritual does open up portals in people. And it's a lot of the times that people, they can't handle that shit. If you don't know yourself, if you don't have a purpose, and you just dibbling and dabbling shit just for the cause of it, you're gonna open up some shit you can't handle. If you're not emotionally strong enough or always be a solution based, you're gonna stumble upon some shit that is going to continuously take you down. And what I've saw in the spiritual community is a lot of the same personalities, a lot of the same types of inflections in people that actually have larger platforms. First of all, they dressed really, really great, but they all had a distinct look. They had that spiritual look to them. The costume, the dreads, the natural look, you can look at them and see that they was of nature, of something, right? And this is by choice. They was painting stuff on their face and wearing certain piercings and tribal looks and stuff like that, right? A real spiritual person, a walk of God, a child of God. First of all, I'm not labeling myself as a spiritual person. I'm not labeling myself as anything. But I know that I'm a child of the Most High, right? And when you're a child, you don't have to wear shit to prove to people that you certain things. The shit is in you. Everything that I went through is the reason why, okay? Everything that I went through is the reason why. I don't have to go get dreads. I don't have to fucking go dye my hair green and take on a grunge look. Like everything that I look like is a part of my personality, the different looks and stuff. Yeah, I like to be creative, but I'm not wearing a costume to beat in your head that I'm this spiritual person. I'm not outside sitting in grass, even though that's a part of certain things I do. I don't got to show you that shit to woo you into thinking that. And this is why I'm the lead. You know, you guys aren't convinced. It's cool. I don't need you to be convinced, because by my actions, by my fruit, you will see. And it'll take a long time, because I'm not flashy. Oh, I just, hung with the orangutans today, and I just learned that about 12 Siberian different tick strands, and I know what fruit does. It makes my locks and my cheek hair fibers. I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going by experience. This is why I can talk and make different types of points and things like that. Books, being in the street, having these life experiences is what brought me this far to be able to talk about shit. So it's like, yo, when these little 20-year-old papas get out here thinking they know some shit, where's you getting your information from? And then they get cocky with it, right? 20-year-olds, when you in that impressionable mode, it's again about, it's almost like when they get cocky and be like, oh, y'all want to be like us, y'all days is over, this, that, or the other. Did you see how many of them was able to be brainwashed? Did you see how many people in that age category that felt like they knew what they wanted and this, that, or the other was able to be controlled, kissing feet, getting tattoos on their ass, standing in corners, getting choked the fuck out? Did you see how many of y'all was able to be controlled? That's all I'm trying to say. The same ones that y'all want to be like us, and girl, boy, no, experience matters, okay? Y'all want to say some shit matters. Experience matters. It would have caused me to see with a bird's eye view that, number one, I could have probably saw online, reading through my discernment, reading through all of the deceptive practices that he used that other people didn't see, that caused them to come over in that country. Now, granted, they might have wanted to they might be risk takers, because I know I am. Okay? So the risk taker in me probably would have had me go over there and see. But the fact that I'm looking at, young Pharaoh already said this, that, or the other, and I'm seeing the things line up, oh no, I'm out of there. I would have been just like some of them ones that rolled out day 1, day 2, whatever. And the fact that you got to go out there and just bust it open, and these motherfuckers got diseases. Yo, when the one girl they said her organs was shutting down and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yo, her blood was not taking a bacteria. Being out there, she had an STD that was shutting her body down. And I don't know how they thought they was healed, and like what made them feel like, I don't know if that was like a spiritual practice. I never saw his practices to know what the fuck, so some of the things, the change of climate and environment and the change of food and everything could have contributed to his lack of, to the lack of herpes outbreaks, because again, the mucus and stuff, it could have made him better. But the gonorrhea, all of those other things, you got to get treated, which is why shorty organs, like, when the fact she was hurting and shutting down and getting skinny like that, and she didn't see nothing wrong with it in her own mind, like, she was gone. And notice, she was one of the ones that was the most abused, and she was one of the ones that was stood by his side the longest. Even after that man was incarcerated, she stood by his side the longest. I'm like, ain't that some shit? That's crazy. He done got people to jump her, but every time what he did was, after he, downplayed her and did all this shit to her, he would take her back as his empress and try to make her feel good and all that. When her ass was getting skinny and all that shit, organ failure, then they tried to keep them STDs, they tried to keep that shit so private. Like, imagine, because a lot of them is still out here to this day. and they didn't kept the STDs. It wasn't until like Velvet had went to the other pimp, the other guy that was actual pimp that was trying to pimp her, or no, the other polygamous relationship, and they was like, yeah, she couldn't come in here with me and my girls because she had herpes. She ain't talk about that. She was up there every time she left, getting on them about having STDs and spreading it around, taking herself out of it. See, another narcissist. And you know how many people go catch diseases because of her? Because she pretty, yeah. But at the end of the day, who the fuck is going to run up in there besides somebody with that same type of mentality? And you got these people that's out here with it. Hence, the people that's on my, that's stalking me. You feel me? Same motherfuckers. Same type of people. And the fact that he had ties in Maryland, he had, you know, he was in the United States. He went on Big O. I didn't even know. Now, Big O, once he got the Big O, it kind of gave me a confirmation, a silent confirmation. Because I know, like, in my first video, I talked about this cult. I watched one video 1 through 6. I didn't see the whole thing. And I was saying how it wasn't for everybody. But I want to kind of retract a little bit. The cult was for everybody who shared that mindset, which is why he went above and beyond to market it. I believe that his idea of making money was to use the social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook to create a reality show and to gain you know, financial stability through social media, and which, you know, it wasn't working like that. He still had to get on there and ask for donations. So it lets you know that even though he was on this platform, he did have his supporters, because he had to ask them to cash app him. The community that was online was only there to view him, get in his business, and to control his numbers. They wanted to control his views, because as soon as he went to Big O, this man was making over $17,000. He was making $25,000, $20,000 a day. Big O, they pay you to go live, and not the platform, the people. So it's a different culture. It's not the Big O. You're going to see a lot more people get slapped, beat up. It's a more toxic culture than a Facebook or Instagram. Instagram, they love the toxicity, but they haters. They don't want to see you prosper. They want to see you low and bummy and left in the back just as much as they feel, just as much as them. So it's a different culture, and you can see. So which is why he was like, hey, they were saying like he would go out to dinner. I was wondering like how they was affording all these fly looks. Like he kept them dressed well. He was always dressed well. He started to pick up different people's personalities. And I seen this shit in the light-skinned nigga that this chick that's harassing me. This nigga will steal your lingo. Like he used to steal my lingo, all types of shit. And I didn't realize that those was small destiny swaps. That's a destiny swap. When people do that to you, because a bitch like me, we ain't in no fucking group. I'm not a type of female that like wearing matching pajamas and shit like that with my nigga. So when somebody want to do the same thing as me, it just turn me off. I'll be like, I change my lingo quick. Or, you know, I just unadopt the word. But that's a destiny swap. That's a destiny. I'm like, damn. So I'm seeing how Nature Boy, he do the same thing. Every time he met somebody with a characteristic that he admired, and it could be his nemesis, he would take their personality trait. He would take something about them and make it his own. This is why these people become more believable, because they take it from people they hate. The people that they hate is the real ones. So regardless, and I'm not saying, you know, pimping was the girls that the one dude, like Nature Boy was beating his girls, yeah, I'm God, you don't. And I done heard this light-skinned dude talk to this bitch like that a couple times, but I say go and all that. I done heard him talk to her like that. So when Nature Boy is seeing men, real men, regardless of if they're in the same game as him or not, have a more beefed up approach. Like their approach is more of a man's approach because they not broken men. They not men that got fucked in a booty, worked at the strip club, had their, masculinity compromised. They not those types of men. These men are men that, probably had support at home. Probably the wrong support. Their moms was probably bigging them up for having sex, with girls young or whatever. They probably was getting everything that they wanted, getting here, won't you here's some allowance. They got money, they probably play football. And so yeah, they want to be pimps. Like, I'm not to say verbatim, but it's just a different upbringing. These men have more they're more wholly grounded. They more whole and complete inside. They not broken. So they go get women and they love women. It's not because they trying to fake like they love women, but they really homosexual, or they trying to hide things, or they want to control women, but they going to treat them right. So he's seen the rapper guy treating his women right, buying them things. They dress nice and plush. Do you notice, if you watch, he started dressing like this rapper, like everything. Nature Boy was dressing like a damn Nature Boy, like chunky dreads. Next thing you know, after he got into the little beef with the rapper that was doing the same thing, he started wearing the layered chains and the sunglasses, the scarves around his head, and the white plain tees. So that's another thing I noticed. He destiny, but it wasn't really a destiny swap because this man was showing him something. So it was more of he's stealing people's shit. He's stealing their personality. Then he did it again when with the other dude with the dreads. He was on the phone. He admired the way his girls was like, Yaki is my god, or whatever the fuck his name was. Yaki is my god. Every time he was like, damn, that's cool. He got infatuated with that. And that was before he became three god. But what he did was take that shit and turned it into something else. Because I feel like he was working with demons. Like, I know he was. The mind control, once he started saying, yeah, I need my girls to be like robots, mind control, like you started to see that the thing that he had with his cult was very different than the other cults or polygamous relationships that we had saw that was made examples in the documentaries. These people actually value women. They just wanted to have a lot of them, and they was doing polygamy right. Nature Boy had mental health problems. He had childhood problems. He had a lot of demons that he didn't grow from. And then he started something that he felt like was going to be a good thing for him, right? Which it could have been. He was out in nature. He was able to get other people to come out and believe him. They could have all contributed to something that was like he said, he wanted to build a nation. It was possible. But he wasn't healing. He wasn't continuously healing. What he was doing was gaining power. And you notice, like, this man always had the money. The money was always coming because the demons that he was using was able to make that happen for him. But the thing about demons, if they always had your back, then he wouldn't have went in jail with mental spiritual psychosis. That man was off his fucking rocker. And you could see that just the shift, of him being around, again, other men that are impressionable on him. He couldn't go into the jail, three God, because he was really like at his peak at three God. Like, you heard the demon coming out his throat. When he went in jail, he conformed. All that God shit, you could tell that he can't do that around other men, especially without checking their temperature. Are they taking ass? Are they, easily controlled? Are they this, that, or the other? So you seen this man break character so many times. He went from three God, then went into jail, became a Muslim, just like every male that does now. Now we can see that when men go to jail to become Muslims, I feel like it's a protection. I feel like it's a groupthink mindset. They don't want to stand out against the predators of the jail, so they conform to the thing that's the prominent energy in the jail, which is that Muslim shit, right? And that's exactly what he did. But you notice, like, once he gained comfortability, he probably had sex with a couple dudes. He started that, yeah, I am God. I'm three God. He started that, but it wasn't as boastful as it was when he was living out in nature. Okay? But I believe by towards the end of that jail sentencing, that court thing, like it was settled, like it was almost like a dementia, like that was just in him. Like he had no remorse. He had no remorse because he didn't have time to work on himself. He was totally being controlled and used. So any remorse that he feels will probably come into jail, if that, because I feel like he's so, like, the portals are so open in his mind that he believes it. And honestly, maybe that's how, I don't know how demons paths go, but the prophet of a prophet, he kept comparing himself to Jesus. Now Jesus is Caesar Borgia's, so he could have been like that, a lie, a whole lie, a prophetic, a false deity, a lie, right? He could have definitely been like that. But the fact that these people, Jesus, Christianity, religion, holiness, the fact that these people use religion to try to play on people's intelligence, to try to relinquish control upon people, is crazy. Like, they don't have, this is how religion, this is how Jesus, all of that is also a cult. You don't need religion to do the right thing. You don't need a book of commandments to tell you to do the right thing. Like, would you go up to somebody in the store, a kid, and see them coming out the store and bite their head like an apple? Do you need religion to tell you not to do that? You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things. Are you going to just pee on yourself? Like, do you need religion to tell you? You know what the fuck right and wrong is. You know what that is, right? So again, religions is just sub cults. They subgroups that's meant to control people and to keep them distracted. In fact, I got a religious call at 10 o'clock at night over the weekend. 10 o'clock at night, invite me to church. What the fuck are you doing thinking about me 10 o'clock at night, sir? Okay, granted, I know you got a different life. I don't know what you're doing, but you could have literally been in the bathroom on the toilet whacking one off at 10 o'clock at night. Is fucking appropriate. Why are you texting me? Right? Yeah. Weird shit. I will never go to a church again. I'm never stepping foot into a church again. Not at these times. I'm not in no religious cult. I'm a child of the Most High. And again, my seeds, they reflect. They reflect the fruit I am. My actions reflect who I am. Okay? Has absolutely nothing to do with me, putting on Jesus t-shirts, wearing crosses, and talk about Bible scriptures all the time. It's my actions. It's what I do. And, another thing that I wanted to say about this cult, I got attached to the story, and I felt bad. It's human nature to feel bad for someone that's getting, used by demons. And he got sentenced to life because this man was so delirious that he didn't even see the plea deals as, like, okay, I might as well take this. Because jail is long. I feel like it's long-winded. It's so long, nigga, like, what the fuck? 100 years? If I knew I was up against that, and he knew, then you gotta take the plea deal. Even if you feel that, you could do something in the future, take the fucking plea deal. This man was so delirious and delusional that he did not take the plea deal and got himself 100 fucking, he got life plus 12 years, I believe. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna appeal that. I didn't hear anything to this day. Once I started watching the documentaries, they became more recent. So 6 months from then. In the beginning of the documentaries, it was like a year or two ago. So I'm like, damn, this shit is getting more recent, where this man just left. And it kind of, sent a little pain in my heart that he had to get all of that time. But that's human nature. I'm looking at myself, and I had to really put myself in the mindset of one of the podcasters that spoke, and she was like, she felt bad. And what I thought about was all of the victims. Like, if I was, now I can be a person on the outside and be like, well, it wasn't that bad. Because honestly, let me be honest with you. Nature Boy, the things that he was doing is what a lot of people, a lot of men do to women, to their wives, to their girlfriends, to just regular women on the day to day. They just don't have a lot of people around to watch it. Men do this shit. It's horrible fucking men out here that do this shit to women all the fucking time. And it don't matter. Like, I feel like a lot of men that was invested, a lot of people that was invested was fucking hurt. It wasn't them. They was jealous. It wasn't them, that they didn't have this much power. Because if, this many people were good people, then we wouldn't have some of the horrible ass stories we have about men doing X, Y, and Z to women all the time. You wouldn't. But you had so many fucking men that was just coming out that was, he's doing this, no, good and well, that if they had these opportunities, they would do the same fucking shit, maybe even worse. So it's like, some of y'all, like, go to fuck here with that. It was hella phony that, a lot of people was just bumping their gums to talk about it. But the fact that, he went in and he continued to, pop his shit in his three God way and all of that lets me know that it's a sequel. Like, if things was to, like, I know how he thinking. The world ending, these people time is up, and a lot of the things that he was saying is true. But it's only if he was doing the right thing, because it's like, 100 years. This man he raped somebody, which is bad. He abused somebody, but it's the same shit that these niggas is out here on the street doing every fucking day. And he got 100 fucking years? Yo. It was something else to him that they did not want that was out there. So I do agree with what he was saying when they want to keep him down and da-da-da. He was also giving me like R. Kelly vibes a little bit. Like, in his voice, I could hear like the same type of, I don't know, I can't explain it, but I'm like, damn, this is crazy. He's giving me R. Kelly vibes, but the thing is, like, he was hitting some of them nails on the head. It's true. Like, these people hated him. They wanted him down. 100 fucking years. There's people out here doing worse shit. There's people doing the same shit. And that's not even, some people that's even sitting there watching that shit happen, and that's turning a blind eye to it. Meanwhile, it's because he had the power, because he was able to go live in these nice lavish houses and do what the fuck he want, that a lot of people fucking hate on that. And that also contributed to his demise. You had people that supported the shit that was probably doing the same things that he was doing. A lot of his friendships, his companionships. And, you also had the usual suspects come in there, and they came in there, and what did they do? Act like they cared. You had the white boy that was in there. He left like after the first or second day. It didn't take him long. I feel like these are, and again, and what was questioned was he an informant? White people, when they infiltrate anything, right? Though we want to be welcoming, they are there to fucking spy, see what they can do, see what they can control. That's the only reason, like, especially when they bringing something to the table. So you saw the white boy come in, could have been an informant, could have been a spy. He had enough black men are God, black people God. He was like, oh yeah, I'm out of here. He left. Had the white lady come. White lady coming in, she was going to contribute money to them, all of the stuff. Now, granted, Nana was acting crazy and all of that shit because she was jealous and insecure. But the white lady was like, she out of it. And not only that, did she become a voice against the group that she was about to give I think $5,000 to, so that they can move into their a house because they all was homeless. So I'm like, she watching the story, but you see how easily white people go and switch up on you. You see how quick, how quick that cult was about to be dismantled when they had that white girl from the UK in there, and her mom, she still had just about her white privilege was causing some damage to that cult even after her daughter was out of it. So the white people attachments is always the final nail in the coffin. And anytime you see that come into any group, you better know that they there to be fucking nosy. That's all the fuck they do. They rage baiters. Once they know shit, they try to use it against you mentally to cause emotional damage and shit. Knowing good and fucking well, if you know the truth about it, you know the truth. If you know, you know, right? But I just could not like get over the fact that a lot of what this cult was doing is the same thing that this online group sociopaths are doing to me. And the fact that, I'm going to tell you one thing, Nature Boy, I'm going to say this, got his money honestly. It wasn't like he had them doing things like this. Like he didn't have them, from what I saw, going online, harassing people, stalking people, this, that, or the other. This is some old other type of shit. This is something that I feel like he could get into in jail, knowing that AI is the new wave, and technology is leading and things like that. This is the type of shit that would happen as a result of, okay, he's in jail, so now we gotta work to take people's platforms and the money that come with them, because you see he still had people smuggling shit to jail for him. He was doing it the old school way, but he also had techniques to get him the shit he wanted. The GoFundMe's, I'm sorry, not the GoFundMe's, the petitions, the same things that I was doing along my walk is the same things that he was doing as well. So for the future, I believe that we will hear something else more about, Nature Boy and the cult and things like that, especially because we have technology. He's beat death. Once he got to jail, he went to prison. He got stabbed 9 times. That was like the 50 Cent getting shot by 9 times. So he done died and lived again. So now it enhanced his spiritual possession. And he may very well have some type of power relinquished in our distant future when it comes to in the New World Order or after it. So I can see exactly what he was saying. And plus he's a Taurus. Now, one thing I want to say about this thing, they had Young Pharaoh in it. Young Pharaoh was one of his biggest, like, he was on him like a pit bull. And you notice now, same thing, Young Pharaoh, his ass is down, and I hate to keep saying it, but one thing, Young Pharaoh is a Virgo. A Virgo is one of these sociopaths that are stalking me in this cult. And even though Young Pharaoh is very factual, he has a lot of, downloads, and he has wise information. I saw a flaw in him on that, and it was funny. It made me crack up. So they were saying Pharaoh was lying. He was, even lying on his platform to try to get Nature Boy locked up. Now, Pharaoh had a vendetta. Pharaoh was mad at Nature Boy because when he went and took him on Sinetta, Nature Boy naturally, I guess, started talking because he had that personality, and it outshined Pharaoh's. Maybe his stature, maybe the way he looked, maybe, and it made Sinetta ask Nature Boy more things. He was asking him first instead of Pharaoh. It was more like the appearance of Nature Boy made him more, stand out more to Sinetta, whereas though Pharaoh kind of like sat in the back seat. And Sinetta, like, spiritual people, male or woman, if you in tune, you in tune. He saw that Pharaoh was getting angry he saw that Pharaoh was getting uncomfortable and upset because he had bought Nature Boy to Sinetta, and he was thinking like, if I never bought him here, he never would even be talking. Like, what the fuck? So he was upset, feeling like he was stealing his shine. And that's what it's about, shine. That's what this is about. The fact that I have shine, I've always did. I've had a Virgo, and I'm a Taurus. I've had a Virgo watch me, unbeknownst to me, be mad, angry, jealous, bitter, miserable, and with in a concoction with mental health and childhood trauma that's unhealed and grudges. It manifest, and then get with somebody else that share that same type of mentality, energy. It manifested into this shit in our later years. Now, in these years, I remember going to my family's houses or whatever, and you see sisters and family as they grow up in their 40s and stuff. No one's doing this weird shit. Like, this is weird. This is like one eye little, one eye big, weird. It's weird, okay? Niggas is literally like vacationing, they doing. So you have to understand the unsettling feelings inside of a person that would do this at their age, like that would create or be involved. Like, okay, let's see, 5 years ago, 35, I was still that bitch. I was out here minding my business, doing what I do. I wasn't worried about bringing nobody. Like, I was always just worried about my life. Like, I don't know. It was never a time that in my 30s, like that's spiritual psychosis. So you see the difference, and then you see the way that somebody that has that shit is always out here trying to put labels on someone else. They always try. But back to my Pharaoh point. Pharaoh was angry and he was bitter, and he was, he felt this certain type of way, which I get it, because if I bought you certain, but after what was said and done, you know what I'm saying, I would have just known not to fuck with you no more. This is the type of person you are. I wouldn't have a personal vendetta where I need to now drag you down, and because Pharaoh was on that ass. Now, the fact that he went to lie about Nature Boy, it discredited him some, because now I know when you angry at somebody, not only will you go out your way to try to bring them down beyond the life, beyond the life expectancy years, but you will fucking lie. Also, you will add lies to that. And knowing you have a platform of people that trust you, and it's spiritual. So it doesn't even matter. Now you going to get your beliefs, your spiritual practices to bring somebody down because you angry at them, because you have unhealed trauma, unhealed feelings in your body towards a person. And there's nothing logically in your brain that's like, let me just cut them off. I'll never deal with them again. You want to sabotage them. So you see, towards a certain point in the story, even though Pharaoh was very heavy in the beginning and sabotaging him, it kind of wore out. Like, you heard him a little bit in the middle. Towards the end, he wasn't as vocal about, I don't know what his, position was in it, because now Pharaoh's targeted. You see how shit work? You see how, and I'm not saying like that was his karma or whatever. We just don't know how much he done done on his own platform now that out of spite or narcissism that backfired. That's why I said, being in a spiritual community, being an influencer, you have to walk you can't just be out here leading people astray, and you are the worst person on fucking earth. You need to heal. It's a lot of unhealed motherfuckers that's out here that's instructing and leading a bunch of unhealed motherfuckers. And the fact that I'm seeing that a bunch of people that come into spirituality, they are young. They come into it because of a traumatic situation, but spirituality reigns different to each person. So, while I was there, I knew my intentions was to understand what was going on around me. Why do I keep being homeless? Why is this happening? Right? I didn't tap into shit that I wasn't supposed to. See, I need to know what my surroundings are, what dark waters I'm going to walk into, who I need out of my energy, right? But for me to sit up there and say, okay, now I want to create a magic spell that is going to generate money, and how I'm going to get money is take it from all of my highest paid family members. So I have an uncle in the military, a celebrity sister, a aunt that's a nurse or a doctor, and every time they get paid, something, I'm dwindling their money. I'm not doing, like, never. Now, when you do that, now you tapping into a demon. Now you working with demons. Now you got to promise them something. Oh, I'll give you some steak. I'll give you some whiskey. Just do this for me. And once it works, and you're like, oh my God, it works. Now, let's say a year later, you doing this demon don't want steak no more. He want a dead body, a dead cat. He want blood. He want, you got to kill something now. Now you got $1 million something. Somebody got to die. Like, something bigger got to happen. Now you got a new house and all this and that. Yeah, something you got to go through. You got to go sit in jail for 5 years, or if not, you got to make somebody else. This is how demonic transfers work, how transactions. And when you see a lot of people that always coming up in wealth or springing up in money or always got it, is because they've made relationships with demons that can help them get it. They always have to sacrifice something. When you see people that's doing evil work, stealing little things from people, always got little shit attached and all this, they're stealing, they're getting their wealth, their powers off of demonic work. Okay, which is why most of the Most High's people don't need money in order to put out his message. We don't need to, like I said, we don't have to go out and buy costumes and stuff to put out the message of Yahweh, the Most High. We don't have to do that. All we got to do is open our mouth. This causes disruption in our environment anyway. We don't need magic. The magic comes from our throat. Everything, see, I was a natural, the Most High gave me a gift when I was younger as a singer. I was a natural singer. So my throat chakra was always meant to be used to empower other people, to bring messages and to speak truth. I noticed how just my when I was younger, I could just look at certain people and I would be looking at them in observation. My mom always noticed, like, why are you looking at her like that, laughing? I'm just noticing how people is young. But I just noticed, like, my energy made people feel a certain way young. Like, I'm just observing you. Why are you feeling insecure? You a grown woman. Like, and then as a kid, I knew I wanted to be a singer. I knew I wanted to do these things. Sitting in my room writing music. I'm having people, I'm going out finding people to come listen to me sing at the house that got record labels. People that's adults at my house feeling, oh, let me try to sing, feeling funny and all. Like, I was making shit pop young. Like, I always made shit shake, man. Always did. But people around me never appreciated it. So they don't know they don't know how to treasure a valuable thing, because I would be more, but you got the people, oh my gosh, look at him. You got the people that's around you that want to take, like I said, little light-skinned bitch, take your lingo, because he didn't grow up around men, so he hang around people that he feel like he could steal from. He'll take your lingo, your swag, all of that stuff, and use it for his own, and then go practice it on people that don't know him. You see how well, when people don't know you, you could come around them, and the impression that you saw from the person that you stole it from is the same impression that you putting on that person. So you understand the shock effect, the value of it, because that's the same way that person made you feel. So now you want to take that from them and go moniker their personality, their swag, to somebody else and act like it's yours. And that's the funny part. And see, for people to want to get jealous of me, whatever, it never was like I had jealousy and people with bad feelings for me from men and women. That let me know early, like, cause again, like when I first started my clothing line business, it was because I was with a rap group, like they was doing battle raps and shit. So I wanted to make clothing like t-shirts for them. I bought all the equipment. The nigga got jealous and started talking about, oh, how much was that? How much? Where'd you get that from? And this, that, and the other. Cause it's this girl I know. I'ma steal her from her boss. I'ma get her to make shirts for us. Like what? Niggas, yo, insecure people, it don't matter what you can do. And this nigga was just like Nature Boy, calling people from across the country, the United States, to come to his events and pay for them. And these motherfuckers was booking hotels and some more shit. To me, I saw a power, like, wow. But I never took that to myself as, oh, I want to steal it. It was admiration, and I wanted to add to that. You see the difference? So, but even with me wanting to add to it, a mindset that don't understand real collaboration, and they don't understand that it could be more stars in the room than you, and maybe we didn't get our star power from the same place, so ours going to look different, right? But you a star, so do your big one, right? It don't matter about me. I'm a do me. I'm a hold my part. But people want to be the only star in the room and the only person that know, like, and they become their value is like it lessens because now you're jealous. For one, like, you're a leader and you're jealous. Like, what? You doing more shit than me and you're jealous, bitch. Like, that's crazy. That's wild. So you just validated me in a way, because literally I'm trying to add to your shindig, but you just let me know I can do my own shit. And I got tired of trying to add value to other people's shit. And now when I'm trying to, do my own, and it ain't even that I'm trying. I've been doing my own shit. I've been creating. But people that, again, with that same mindset, oh, I don't want, I just go over here. Because even when I know how y'all bitches think. When I used to sell body magic, I had people that was like telling me they'd buy it from me because they ain't want to buy it from their coworker because they ain't like their coworker. Like, bitch, if it's making you look less of a fucking fat, overweight donkey, what does it matter? Get skinny, bitch. Get your body in shape. You more worried about where you buying it from. Like, that shit is crazy as fuck. Like, this is how people is, though. She thinking about her coworker working at her job and selling her body magics and probably getting money and being able to become independent from the job or some shit. And she don't like her, and my little $40 help. But the whole time, bitch, you gonna look better in your dresses. The whole time, bitch, that little back rubble gonna be gone. You probably gonna get a new boo. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? But people is willing to sabotage and sink the whole shit because they jealous and shitty. Like, those type of people need to be extinct like last century. I'm tired of that. And it comes from not being able to understand shit that you see. And that has nothing to do with the motherfucking person. It doesn't. Like, that's your own shit, nigga. Like, that's your own shit, bitch. Take your weird motherfucking ignorant ass on and try to experience some shit, and maybe you will learn. See, the whole time that you doing weird shit like stealing, sitting in your room and being, talking about people gossiping and all this, other motherfuckers is out here having life experience. And you still watching people grow. The life experience is what make people grow, is what make people become who they are, is what make people gain character and shit. Not looking at somebody in jealousy and hate and all of that. Like, you're still going to be in that spot regardless if it's 20 years from now. Whole time this motherfucker done did a triathlon and you still sitting up there hating. You probably got 5 different diseases that you put on yourself from hate. Meanwhile, this person that lived the life, went around the country, explored all these things, and the whole time you trying to bring them down. And you're down. You're fucking down. That's the thing. That person ain't down. You are. And just like Nature Boy, he did the same shit. He brought all those motherfuckers down to the point where if even he was doing an inkling of a good job, then even after he went to jail, they would have been able to continue with whatever good things that they was doing. They was already out in some of the best places, the most healing, exotic, peaceful places. But he wasn't even doing shit right by the children. And you think that you gonna prosper? You doing all of this shit to the Most High's children, the babies. You get moms to leave their children and abandon their families. And a lot of these moms, yo, like after they left, like they didn't got Bibles, like they needed a word. They needed connection to spirituality, to Yahweh. They needed that type of fulfillment. Really. But the fact that you this synthetic ass false god, y'all calling him God, he got y'all way behind. Like he didn't set y'all back behind. Not only that, I didn't even hear nobody say, unless they was admitted to a hospital, that they was even worried about their health. Like every time I left or whatever, like my ass would have been at a patient first or something, because I know the bacteria is bad. Like, and then there was certain things that let me know, like instantly, like this is probably why he wanted everybody to also like have switch sex and all of that, so they can all have the same thing. He probably wanted everybody to have whatever he had, and whatever he had, some people can be immune to it. So they were saying he had HIV in the beginning. He could have had, just like with herpes or the virus or whatever, like you could have a gene that is like, I forgot what it's called, is a non-dormant gene, and it don't show up, but you still can pass it out because you got it in you. And I feel like he could have had something like that. It just was a lot of shit. And I'm like, yo, you could tell that everybody in that house, even with the men, all the men, they was in there just fucking on each other. They was fucking on each other. You never heard the kids, like never. Where was the kids at? It was so much shit that I know that went down too that wasn't even said, because it was a lot of times they didn't have cameras. He showed things, but not everything, yo. I'm like, this is wild. So just the things that I felt off of, the energy that I felt off of this online cult community that was stalking me, that is stalking me, and all of this. A lot of Jamaicans in it. Like, these motherfuckers is relentless. Like, when I tell you, they sending their best pretty boy Jamaicans all like to like my page, like they won't get blocked. Like, soon as I hear the accent, bye. See, like, they doing their big one. Like, it's yo, do you know how many fake accounts that had to be created when I'm blocking hundreds and hundreds? I mean, this is May. This then went on in April, February. It then went on in January, December. Like, this has been going on for over 4 months of fake pages, harassment. It's been a cycle. You have to know that these people are in spiritual psychosis. One of the things that we learned, and I didn't learn it because I already knew that doing the same thing over and over without getting the same results, and getting the same results is manic, is idiotic. And this is what these people doing. Anything to try to bring me down while I'm growing and they're not. See, the only thing they're growing is their criminal years. They growing karma. They're growing consequences. They're growing a rap sheet that's up to here. Like, with every search of my name, with every search of my address, with every fucking page that I block, every effort that you put and you contribute into somebody that's not, this ain't even like a cult. You know what I'm saying? This is me minding my business. And like I said, these are like the wedding cans on the back of a car. Like, they just attached to some shit that literally want to leave them behind. Is dragging you, bitch. Like, and you still holding on. That shit is mental health. The same thing that, it's almost like when you see a fat person calling somebody fat. Like, hurt people, right? Hurt people want to hurt people. So they're going to The same thing that they feel, they're going to project on to someone else to try to bring them down and make them feel a certain type of way. But again, when a person is living in their purpose, when they're growing, when they understand and they make sense of their environment, just the same way as I've watched this cult shit to understand what the, like, y'all mindset, because it's like, it makes me feel ambivalent. It's the same way that I use spirituality to understand just a better path around me, like my life, what was going on with me. Not nobody else that I really, literally, I don't have to live your life. I don't give a fuck about what y'all doing over at 5533, wherever the fuck y'all at. You feel me? I don't give a fuck. And it's the same thing that I raise my kids. It's not that I don't care about my kids. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is when I raise my children, I raise them to make their own decisions. I give them the tools that they need and steer them in the right way, because I know at the end of the day, it's their life. If you sitting up there in class and you talking all day and you not paying attention, I'm not the one that's missing out on what the fuck I needed to hear. You are. If you felt that great, you're the one that got to go through summer school. I don't have to go through that. If you wind up being a bully and fighting these girls in class or whoever you fighting all the time and you get labeled as a bully and nobody want to be your friend, whose fault is that? You got to grow up with the bully label. You think that's cool? No, it's not. People will start ganging up on you because they scared of bullies. So everybody has their own life. And this is why we all feel the way we all feel. We have our own mental, thoughts, our brains. We have internal thinking. All of that indicates the fact that we're our own being. And control should stop at, just allow, it should stop at understanding that you're you, another person is them. Guidance is different than control. And even when you are in class, right, and you are a student, or you could be the teacher, there's guidance. Teachers will try to relinquish a control where they will say, hey, you can't do this, but at the end of the day, free will still exists. If they say no, you can't go to the bathroom, you can still get up and walk out. If they was to call the police or be like, you can't, that's too much. That's trying to control the situation. You know what I'm saying? Just know you'll get a consequence for walking out because they said, no, you can't go to the bathroom. That's called a consequence, right? Or your responsibility is to sign in when you come in this class and you didn't. So now you're absent for the day. That's a consequence, right? And it helps to create boundaries. But to sit up here and say, oh, if you don't kiss me on my cheek every day, you can't come in this class. That's control. Now you're controlling me and making me do something I don't want to do and holding it over my head and creating a responsibility around something that I have to do. I got to come to class. I got to get this grade or I'm a fail. And you make it seem like I got to come in here and kiss you just to be in a class that I'm supposed to be in. That's control. Somebody telling you, look, you can't go and mess with these people that's going to help you do better. I know that they lying. I know, like I seen them, they sabotage people all the time. They're lying. Whole time that these people will help, right? But you don't want them to help. So you making up all these stories about, this person, this, that, they messy too. They tell all your business. It's manipulation and control. So it's different things and different strategies and ways that people use control to create narratives that they want to happen. It has nothing to do with examples. It has nothing to do with showing people and allowing people to see for themselves to make up their own minds, right? And that's what we really want. We like, that's what I want. I don't want a whole bunch of people around me that can't think for themselves. You don't even know how it feel to have to be the sole thinker of a group of motherfucking people. That's tiring as fuck to me. I need y'all to contribute. That's why we all got brains. But some people want that much control over people that they want to keep the people dumb, blind, and deaf around them so that they can say whatever they want and it be true for all of these people. And in the case where you have predators that are taking advantage of people that are totally green to a situation, that is a narcissistic rulership, and it is a cult. And that's what a lot of people are under today, but they're desensitized to the fact that they're being controlled by somebody just because they like them, just because they see them every day on social media and they got a large platform of other people, or you see certain celebrities that's commenting and pushing their agenda, that's in their comments. Oh, they must be, yeah. Yo, I just seen, and not to talk about nobody, right? I just seen this dude come across my For You page with a whole mustache, with some glasses, with some dreads, with a baseball or what was it, like a basketball jersey with his shoulders scooped out of it, mustache thick, voice like, yeah, so this is the way they reach out with I don't even know what the fuck he was talking about. I was so distracted. I think he's a scientist. And then you got, people like, yeah, science my way. I'm so distracted. The fact that, again, it's code. People wear garments for coding. It's code. It's a representation of who you are. And the fact that you are a scientist and you got your shoulders out and, is that shirt looks feminine. You look like you're supposed to be a man. Your voice could be light like that. But if you had a lab coat, it wouldn't hit me the same way. It wouldn't hit me the same way as a nigga with a full, thick, pussy hair looking mustache with his shoulders scooped out talking about science. And then you got these boys, oh yeah, finally science can be, a scientist we could trust. What would make you... Okay. Another agenda-based, this man shit's viral page, all these people on this shit is funny to me. I already knew I'm like another viral woke person, a woke child. I know God is up there like rolling over or whatever he could do in his motherfucking wings, seeing how many people claim to be his children, knowing their intentions and what the shit that they, knowing their heart, it's funny. But, America is sick. America have let a lot of other sick people over here. People that are insecure, that are jealous, that are paranoid, and that they act on that. They don't, it's a thing where you have these feelings because you understand the world that you walk in, the world that you came from. But you still pleasant. You still nice. You still welcoming. Well, kind, you still kind, you still welcoming and pleasant. But to have these ill dispositions because knowing what you know about what you did, and then to come to a place and be evil spirited, to be protagonists, to be provokers, to be aggressive, to try to create control even in someone else's territory. Yo, it lets me know that not only is America sick, but they have sick reinforcement. They've called reinforcement over here to contribute to the sickness in mental health, in declining mental health, which is why you see so many things being able, like the woman said, The little boy was autistic. She put a camera in his hair because she felt like something was going on because her mother always knows. And there were two teachers' aides in the room with the teacher with the cock eyes. Same type of people that's harassing me. The same look, the same type of weird, dysfunctional look. But you feel like you need to control somebody. But look who you doing it to. An autistic little black boy that can't speak for himself. A lot like the people that love to target people. They love to target people. They love to isolate them and feel like they can pick their prey. She knew. And the fact that there were two other teachers in the room that could have saw something, and this is why she was like, y'all let this happen, because this teacher was literally sitting up there saying, oh, your son was doing this, your son, he was picking on this little black boy. And I really highly feel like a lot of the educators are put in place to contribute to the decline in mental health and self-esteem of black children. And now you have groomers in the same spaces that, in addition to the people that's already there to tear us down. You have groomers in there that's trying to bust your little boy booty hole open and lick on your little girl, or tell her how being gay is okay and condone that type of shit. Groomers, right? On top of that. So, along with that, you have the ways of these people from the different countries. Not to say that all of them are bad or have crazy ways, but to be an adult fleeing your country anyway is something out of this. Is something that's not, just normal. It's just like the cult shit, the online gang stalker. Like, you had to have something traumatic happen in order for you to want to just get up and leave your whole fucking place of, like, you're born and everybody look like you, to come to a foreign land. Like, it's something like that, or something that's promised to you, but you still come over here with a fucked up disposition. Even still, like, your disposition is fucked up. It's not welcoming. So to understand the state of where we are today in the United States, I had this motherfucker. I'm just looking at the pictures. I guess because people feel like they got money, they can just say anything. No, that shit don't work with me, because I'm looking at you. You look retarded as fuck. Like, it just be funny the way that people think that the same thing that works on them will work on you. Just because you got your male hairy ass fucked in a butt split open for some money does not mean that I would do that. So yeah, I'm just laughing, but this is the mindset of the people over here. So to understand that people will watch this stuff happen until they really are in trouble, until trouble is really to be had, and then everybody want to act like it's so bad. Just like with the hotel shit, where I've shared these Hispanic men, they follow me around this hotel, and once it got on the news, I was able to make reference of the same video of these men that I felt like was trying to traffic me and my daughter when we was homeless. Now I make reference of it, put it on TikTok. Now all these people talking about, oh, we been new. You've been new, but are you making videos? Like, what does it matter for you to come and tell me that you knew about something that I'm exposing? Are you making videos? Are you stitching my video? Or you just want me to know that you know? Who am I that you would want me to know that you knew more than talking about something that you knew about that was wrong? Who am I? Like, why is impressing me with, oh, I been knew that. You didn't teach me nothing. Why is that more of a factor than you knowing something and actually doing something about it, especially if it's contributing to trafficking young children? I had so many people in there trying to prove to me that they knew and all of this stuff, more than, I mean, you did have some people that was like, oh my gosh, thank you for telling me, stuff like that. People was really concerned. But the ones that's, oh, I been knew that. are the ones that'll sit up there and watch some shit happen for their entertainment, like I said, and then once trouble is to be had, now they the ones that want to act like they the news reporter 7 and shit. Bitches is whack as shit, and these type of people, they also want attention too, and they lack the fact of how to get it, so they wait for something that they could be experts in, so that they could still take the show. Now you just set up here and watch something for 20 years. You just as fucking guilty as the people that was doing it. Why isn't that a conspiracy to the shit that's going on? But hey, you got a lot of people that's like that. That's why I said, you got doers, you got talkers, and you got watchers. And a lot of y'all are watchers and talkers. You don't do shit. You watch people do shit. You try to steal that shit. You watch so much that you're trying to get it downplayed or shadow banned because you jealous of evil spirit. That's all you for. You a watcher or a talker. So why are you becoming in the realm of a doer? You need to be over there with the people that's more your speed. You feel me? Get on my level, hope. All right, on that note, I gotta go. Thank you for being here. To the people that are here to genuinely learn about something. I'm never talking to nobody that I don't like. I don't want them to ever feel like I'm talking to them. I don't like them. I will forever not like them. It's nothing in this lifetime, even if we simultaneously have a laugh at the same motherfucking time. That don't mean, bitch, it was meant for you. That was your luck. That we gotta share a laugh at the same time, bitch. But other than that, I'm never talking to them. I don't want them to get in the figment of their easily impressionable mind that I'm talking to them, because these types of people create parasocial relationships with you, right? They don't have to know you. Like, just because these people have been watching me for this long, they are attached to me. So I have to, my role and responsibility as somebody that's being watched and stalked is to remind these people with low mental health, skills and the credibility to be knowledgeable and just to have a healthy brain. I have to let them know so that they won't go into a psychosis thinking that I'm making videos for them every day. They're stalking me, and I'm going to continue to create. Has nothing to do with them seeing my shit, because I would rather them gouge their eyes out and fall on a fucking pit of spikes, for real, than to watch me every day. Just knowing that they're here, they're doing that, they're invested, and I just have to acknowledge that I don't like them every day, just so that they don't know that, just so that they understand and they know that they're attached to me. I'm not attached to them. They could easily float off wherever. Anyway, so that is me detaching myself energetically, leaving them there where their mother left them, where their boyfriend left them, where whoever left them, that make them feel so like this. Oh yeah, I remember one thing I wanted to say before I leave. I was working in a nursing home, and I remember it was like my second week or something, and it was this girl that worked there, and let's just call her Kim. I'm gonna call her Kim because she really liked Lil' Kim. Like, she was one of them girls that was still listening to Lil' Kim back in the day when it was like expired, and she was from like the projects, I think. And so we worked at the same nursing home. So like, this dude, like the fourth day or something, this dude named Hike had got hired up to the job. And I'm walking past the room, and I looked in there. He looked good. He was like one of them dark-skinned chocolate. Yes, he looked good. Like, it's the kind that the light-skinned girls definitely be. So I seen him, and then she seen him. And she hooked up with him the very first day. Like, soon as she seen him, and this nigga he's toxic. I never moved like that. I peeped him. Now, he came to the job, right? In this time, he didn't have nowhere to stay. I guess he was house to house, hotel to couch. She allowed him to stay at her house after the first day, gave him a house key. Then, like, on lunch breaks, like, I'm coming to work second day, lunch break, he coming in the lunchroom already talking about her to, like, all people, everybody that wasn't her. So apparently, they was coming to work together or leaving work, coming to work together and leaving together, whatever. But he already had his own car. She had her own car, whatever. But he was staying with her. She gave him the key. Y'all, it was a girl named I'ma just call her Selena. She was a Hispanic girl that worked on, um she was doing the floors and stuff, like the floor tech. And me and her used to talk. She was so nice. And she liked black dick too, apparently, because he had got with her. She had like goals in her mouth and shit. He got with her, but she was like the type that is not American type. She was a Hispanic that still was like more in her Spanish speaking dialect and shit. And I think like so me and her used to talk, and then like, I mean, it just happened so fast. I keep on saying like the third day, because it was like this. So it was like, all right, he must have hooked up with her, with Selena, and on one of the days he didn't go home with Kim, and then Selena came to work the next day and found out that he was with Kim. And she was crying. She was like sad, like should she quit and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, don't you was here doing floors way before he came. Like, this is how niggas fuck shit up. Like, this is why I know how to move. Like, niggas will definitely, if you like one of them, they will definitely bring like an attractive male or woman in an environment that's different. Like, okay, so let's say an attractive man come in a room full of women, he gonna change the energy. If an attractive woman come in a room full of men, it's gonna change the energy, especially if the people don't know their self. And that's exactly what happens. So for me, I would play I'm more of a like cool homegirl type. That's why like when y'all see me and y'all be jealous of me like talking to different niggas or niggas talking to me, it's cause I build the relationship. It's not that, oh, I had a fat ass one day, or he seen me and was like, damn, and that's how we connected and all. Is like, it's because I'm funny. It's because I got a personality. It's because I do shit. Like, I do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I talk to dudes and shit. And it's the same thing. So with him, I peeped him. He was sexy. He was my type, all of that. But I definitely was on some laughing at him coming in the lunchroom talking about Kim. He's telling us something. I'm like, damn. And then I'm like, Dad, well, Marlena, damn, I said her name. Well, Selena, she, Dad, why you do her like that? Like, she cool. You ain't had to do her. She quit the job. Like, he fucked her up. Like, she must have thought like they was going to start fucking with each other or something, but he just had bad energy. He wasn't on that, oh yeah, come relationship type dude. Cause he was like probably like the party go out, know he could get any type of girl, and especially he probably just got out of a relationship or something for him to be on the streets. You know what I'm saying? So now this shit got real, and so later on in the weeks or whatever, maybe not even. It was like, I swear it seemed like 4 days. I remember saying 4 days. I remember him coming in the lunchroom again, like, yo, Kim is crazy, yo. I had to leave her, run away from her. He said he had to run away from her ass and went to his mother's house. That's how it happened. He was like, yo, she crazy. She started getting possessive, all this shit. And she had a daughter that was like autistic or something. And he was like, I'm at my mother's house, and my mother lived in a private gated fence. She had her daughter hop the fence and come knock on the door. She on the outside of the fence screaming my name. I had to call the police on her. I'm like, and he just think this shit is tickling. Like, he just tickled behind the shit, everything, like up there breaking hearts. I'm just like, that's fucked up. Like, it is so fucking fucked up. And literally, I would not have did none of that shit. Like, just moved too fast. But the girl got with him in 4 days, bought her, gave him the key to her house. It didn't work out because he literally was never looking for, like, if he was, I wouldn't have never fucked him. Like, I would have just let him stay there. We would have flirted, all that. But as far as that, like, no, he would have had to wait, all that. Like, it just would have went down so different. And then she went crazy. And then he brought it to the job, and she brought it to the job too, because she was going crazy. They had to send her home. She bought a knife to work or something. I remember that day, but I was not up at the front desk because it was like some other, she wanted to confront him, and he was talking to another girl around there with a deep voice and a big butt. I was like, this is too much. That's why I be yo, I be just staying out the way. I was telling the story to say something. Yo, this man changed the dynamics of everything. It's like people gave him the power just off of this, of who he was. And it's like, why didn't y'all wait? Why, like, if we go be at this job, it makes the job better to have attractive people that, that's not attached to somebody. So why can't we just have fun? Like, y'all want to take the man home, and then he got the girl from the floor tech said, she was my friend I talked to in the evening. She gone now. It was just a whole hot motherfucking mess. It was a whole mess. And the main part of the story of why I wanted to talk about this, and I was thinking about this shit ever since last night. That's why I motherfucking thought about the story. But I'm making so many points that I can't even align the point that I'm trying to make with this story right at this right moment. If I do remember, and I know I will later on, I'll put it in the comments. The story with this guy, Hike Chocolate Dropper. He was the original chocolate dropper. But I seen how, people move when it comes to things that they want to be the first to get. It's almost like sacrificial. It's sacrificial to me. Like, why would you sacrifice not only your job, the people that know you, your own fucking personal morality and humility? Like, you look fucking stupid as fuck, like chasing this dude that's laughing at your ass, talk about your autistic daughter jumping his mom gate. Like, we in the room cracking up, dying laughing. I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. But you got people that's willing to do the most for shit that's not even worth it. That lets you know, again, discernment is off. People just go for instantaneous pleasures that don't amount to much. It never was for their life, right? It never was for their life. It was meant for you to observe. It wasn't for your life. And now when you put it in your life, look what happened. You got embarrassed, you got played, and you allowed your time, your family, you allowed your kin, your daughter, your descendant to experience humiliation because you let your guards down on day one. Like, that's crazy. Gotta have more coof. But on that note, y'all, guess what? I'm gonna be 41 years on Earth this motherfucking week, Wednesday. 41. Look how good I look, y'all. See, when I was looking at how crazy I was looking over the last couple of motherfucking months, chunks of months, from my son dying, I know I cried a lot. My face was swollen. But a lot of my weight fluctuation, my lips got crusty at one point. Like, a lot of shit these motherfuckers was throwing every kind of witchcraft, voodoo, hoodoo, jiggly, piggly, wiggly on me that they could. And the fact that I done got back to this, and this is not even full effect, right? Lets me know that the magic is murky and it will be coming back to a theater near you, okay? So the same people that sent that shit out, I seen a couple of y'all profile pictures. I would hate to see you looking even worse than you already do, man. You shouldn't be sending magic out to people. It's fucked up. But hey, that's what y'all do. That's your life, not mine. I can only give you the advice because that's the person that I am. I still want you to do good, boo. Get out of that look. Stop being Harrietta Potter. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and them little Jamaicans and shit. See, I don't give a fuck what God that none of y'all. That's just like the little African woman, like, I'm gonna get my God on you. First of all, you was in Baltimore, motherfucking Maryland, bitch. You lucky I'll slap the shit out your chicken eating ass, ho. Talk about you gonna do some voodoo on me. You see how well that worked for you, didn't you? My God is the God of all gods. I am that I am, Yahweh, okay? So, at the end of the day, I already know what his word is and his promise. And I know that even in the Bible, in one of the video or the things that I read, it said the chapters that I read in one of the scriptures, it was saying that he will make me a star in front of everybody. And I didn't know that was in the, like, celebrity was in front. I didn't know that was in the Bible. But he talks about, and that's why, yo, a lot of the words that I be saying is in the Bible. I know I read it, but it's not that I read it enough to where it's in my dialect now. Because when I'm reading the scripture, I be like, dang, I say that. And I don't be meaning this. I don't know. Like, that's just how I talk. So it'd be like, yo, I'm talking like the Bible. I'm talking like this shit. That's how I know, like, it's just the difference. Jesus never had me feeling like this. I always second guessed Jesus. I always second guessed him. I always just fell asleep. And honestly, I didn't really like the name Jesus. Like, I didn't. And I just knew I was like, something up with that. Yahweh made me feel, as soon as I read that shit in Exodus, like, I cried, I lit up. It was like seeing a family member you ain't see. Like, no, let me remember. That's just like if my son was to come back and I seen him, though I would be scared. Like, let's just say my son never died and he came back from Job Corps. Like, how happy I would be to see him successful and everything. That is the way I felt about when Yahweh said I am that I am. Because I was like, I'm tired of being lied to. And I'm tired of these people keep saying Jesus and shit when I know it was not. I knew it. Like, that's why, like, y'all just don't understand. And it's something that y'all never will understand because y'all speculate and y'all still try to throw magic. For y'all to sit up there and still try to throw magic at somebody that's telling you, that lets you know, like, these people delusional to the point where they feel like they can beat Yahweh. They can beat Yahweh. See, I'm not playing the game with these Christian folks out here. Oh, Jesus. I'm not doing that with y'all. I'm not doing that. We're not about to play the game. I'm about to play the game that in the scripture, in the words that y'all don't even fucking read. Y'all skip past that. Y'all don't bring that up in the scriptures. So how is people supposed to know the real story? Y'all skipping past stuff and telling people what y'all want, and then people don't even read it. And that's probably why they said, if you want to keep shit away from black people, put it in a book. Because it's literally right there. The Passover is literally right there in Exodus. Y'all want to keep celebrating every motherfucking Easter because you let these white pastors and these motherfuckers sellout ass Masons tell y'all Passover and all this shit. Y'all motherfucking ham eating bitches. It's like, let me stop. I ain't mean to say that. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like, y'all be making me mad. Y'all love to believe lies. Y'all love that shit. Y'all love to believe a line through the skin of their teeth ass motherfucker because y'all demonic as shit. Want to preach around like y'all not. Y'all motherfuckers is demonic. That's why y'all only plug into demonic worship. That's why y'all love going to church. Y'all love using even Jesus and God and all this. Yo, that's why a lot of y'all keep saying God and the Most High. Y'all never make reference to the specific God. I love calling Yahweh. That shit is strong and powerful. I love saying Yahshua. I love my covenant. Okay? And regardless if I don't understand the gender, the blah, 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 it's the spirit, motherfucker. I got an OG spirit. I got an OG God. And he is the big G, the original G, the creator G, the master G. I align with G. And demons don't like when you pay glory, when you celebrate your God. They don't like when you celebrate Yahweh and you say that he is the greatest of the greatest. He is the Lord of all lords. He is the King of all kings. And I say Salah because in the Bible, I didn't see amen at one time. I saw Salah after those prayers. And that's what I say because my God, Yahweh, told me to say Salah. And all the prophets that went to Yahweh to pray to him said Salah. They didn't say amen. So yeah, I was always looking for the word. You got these prophets that's out here like, or these spiritualists saying amen is that's ushering on amen raw da. But y'all never told us what to say after that. Y'all never fucking told us what to say. Y'all left us hanging because you want to now implement your own agenda into it. You want to implement what you feel when the word is right there in Exodus. The word is in that Bible, boo. It's right there, boo. And then in the back, when I read about the kings and the prophets that was keep on having to go through the bullshit that these little hybrid people is putting on them little people that just want to antagonize the prophets and the kings and the people that is here that the Most High put here. When they keep going to him like, God, like the same prayers I'm praying. I don't like, that's why I said now I may have said Jesus was a prophet, Jesus da. No, man, I'm reading about these prophets. I'm reading about these prophets and what they had to go through, and when they had to tell people certain shit, they didn't listen, and how they was getting ridiculed and all of these things over and over and constantly, and how one of them like doing the same thing like, yo, I do things every day good. I pray to you, I worship you, I do all this stuff, and it's still like I still gotta keep putting up with this. It's prophets that went and said that. That's the same thing that's happening to me. So I'm like, okay. And even still with that comparison, I'm not out here calling myself God. I relinquish my power to the Most High. That's why I stopped replying to a bunch of bullshit. And it's like, yo, I could beat a dead horse all day, and that's what a lot of society is. It's a dead horse. It's a flock of sheep that's following a leader, right? But at the end of the day, that's wasting my time. I can continue to live in my purpose, and the Most High gonna give me the wings. Yahweh gonna give me the wings to soar and continue to move forward. So instead of me now, I've done my part. I've done my part when it comes to, specifically talking about the things that's happening, educating people. And I don't feel I was very thorough. I feel like I gave enough information for people to literally grasp fucking hair. You can grasp strands of hair, okay? And make some sense out of it. But for the ones that want to act like they still totally don't understand, yo, that's not my walk to try to beat a dead horse. That's not my purpose. My purpose is to bring awareness, to cause flow and harmony. And if it's too much confusion, if it's too much you don't understand, yo, it's not for me. It's not for me, and I'm okay. That's why I'm always okay with letting people go, with moving and flowing like water. I'm not trying to grab this, and I used to be that way. I used to be very possessive over people. You my man, this, that, that. No. That is only going to cause turmoil because, again, we have to understand that each person, we our own individuals. And when you align with people that basically share your same purpose, your same reasoning, your similarities with a lot of different things, then you don't have to fight to make it fit. It flows. Like you can literally say half a sentence and the other person or people get it because it flows. They get it. That's just like yo, it's just unspoken. What needs to be said don't need to be spoken. I say that all the time because to my people it don't. They see it. And that's why these demons working so hard to try to create this barrier in between me and my people, because they understand the authenticness, the uniqueness, the truth that I carry. It's not what I'm not out here trying to impress a bitch. Like whether you like me or not, for real, I'ma still continue to motherfucking do the things I love. And that's what a lot of people don't like because they stuck in situations that have nothing to do with me. Nothing. I live free. And as long as I feel like, I need to stand up for certain things that trespass on my freedom, I will continue to do that because it's my freedom. And when I bring awareness to a certain situation about things that other people could contribute to that will help relinquish a freedom on their life, and they don't, hey, I'm not going backwards to be like, okay, you ready now? I'm not. You just go ahead to do the work on your own, because that's what I did. And while I was there, I tried to help people, but people still not there mentally, emotionally, all of those things. So I let y'all catch up. But on that note, I done talked a little bit too much, and I gotta go start my day. So I hope you guys literally learned some things, and I hope you guys, you was here, you learned some things, and you will see it don't matter about, what people say, because at the end of the day, facts show, opinions don't matter, especially if you don't know people. You could literally like look to the left and their opinion is just as trash as it was before you even seen it. So again, I don't have to reply to things, but have to everybody else. I hate being here with people that I don't like, and it's just they think like this. How again, this is why I continue to reinforce, I'm not talking to people I don't like. I understand that these people have attached themselves to my energy. I'm not attached to them. They're attached to me. I don't like them. I can't stand them, and I'm not making content for them. They're learning from me because they probably didn't have the guidance and influence in their life, and they don't know where else to look. Also, like I said, these people try to use things that divine people, creators, original people, they create, and they try to mimic what they see and act like it. So you have to understand what a mimic is and why people stay around to collect information. Is like white people stick around to be informants. They need to know what to do in order, like if anybody was that much of themselves, they wouldn't need to know about somebody else and what they doing and what they said and what they talk about in order to make their move. They would just move upon. But that's how you could tell a hybrid, something that was, created. And even though they have a body, the mind, like it's not of this, it's not a divine mind. It's not a righteous mind. It's not of God. It's something, it's a demon. That shit is, the real soul is probably pushed back or is deformed. When you have a deformed soul, then you're able to allow other souls to come in and fill up the spaces where the deformity rises. That's why give me 1 second. The dominant energy, though you have somebody that was in their body maybe 25, 30, 35 years, another spirit or soul can hijack it because it's so deformed and demented and fragmented that it can't even stand dominant in its own shell. So they're walking corpses, the walking dead, and it's a lot of that out here. They don't breathe life, they breathe death. So ashes to ashes, dust to dust, just like what they put out, they will get back. And this is what I just, my point for today. So thank you guys for listening. We now know, how I feel about these cults. The Nature Boy cult. I know I didn't really go all the way in the distraction. I might do another part to this because that was 46 fucking videos. That was 46 half an hour videos. So that was like what, 23 hours I watched Nature Boy Almost one fucking complete day of that. So yeah, it deserves to be talked about. And when I get a chance to, we go and sit up there and talk about this. And oh, one last thing, right? With the nature boy thing, thinking that he could control people. You see how one of the things that, because I know I have a hater that feels like their little piece of shit temper tantrums attitude and the little power that was relinquished by whatever demons that they're using, that they're possessed by, right, to their cult, to their spouse, they probably could say and get away with the things that they getting away with. But much like Nature Boy, when he went in jail around other men, around the same energy or more aggressive energy, he conformed to the energy that was greater than his. So it's almost like math. These are little fractions, right? The people that get up here and think that they're making an impact are like fractions. And when they get divided, they equal up to negativity. And on an environment like the 3D world, negativity, you can't see that shit, physically. You can't see negative numbers. It just doesn't manifest. So what happens is, once there's enough of positive energy, negativity disappears, and so will the people with them that encompasses that. Okay, so just like Nature Boy again had his reign from Costa Rica to Hawaii to, all of these places, he had his village, he had his land. And just like the demons that have been used in these people's bodies that make them think that they could be dominant forever, their reign is ending. The reign is over. And this is why we see, on so many levels, people joining groups to try to relinquish control that they don't have anymore. It's just over. So again, y'all have a great day. To the haters, I don't know. Get a life. I don't know. You know what? That's what it was. To the haters, the way that Hike rejected Kim and came back and laughed at her face, the way he took her advances, he took her house key, he slept in her house, she had feelings for him, she had her daughter, doing all this, and he left her and rejected her in the same way that she ran to his mom's house, stood outside the fence while her daughter climbed the fence, her autistic daughter at that. She put her daughter in harm. And she screamed his name and he rejected her, is the same feeling that I want you to feel when I'm telling you that I don't fuck with you. Which is the reason you're doing what you're doing today. Because I know somebody one time in your life made you feel the same way Hike made Kim feel. And that feeling is just stuck inside of you and you never letting it go, which is why you joined a group to go around and fuck with people. Like, you've had many people leave you on the doorstep crying for their attention. I get it. So, I don't know. Go fix that hurt.